Hi everyone, it's Michelle from Sucre. Today we've got a really good recipe for you. It's a lotus Biscoff cheesecake. They are so yummy, I absolutely love this, and bringing it into a cheesecake is just so lovely. So we've got all our ingredients here and I'm going to do it in 3 stages. First is the base, then is the cream cheese filling, and then the topping. So first off, for the base, we've got 30 Lotus Biscoff biscuits. This is about 235 grams. It's actually just a full pack minus 2 because I've saved those to get on the top of the cheesecake afterwards. So 235 grams of crushed biscuits. And then to combine that, I've got melted butter and I've got about 85 grams of butter here. I've used Guernsey salted. Next we move on to our cream cheese filling, and this is where you've got all the lovely flavours. So we've got our double cream, so I've used extra thick double cream, and it's about 300 millilitres or 275 grams. And then I've got mascarpone cheese. Now this is a bit firmer, so it will kind of give your cheesecake more structure. And I've used 250 grams of mascarpone. And then for the cream cheese, I've got 200 grams of this, and this is just going to make it kind of a lighter, sweeter flavour. You want to add in 75 grams of icing sugar, or you could use a little bit of caster sugar as well, but I'm going to go with icing sugar. And you want a whole tub of this Lotus Biscoff Spread. I've taken out 260 grams of the spread, and then the extra 140, that's going to be your topping. So you want a full jar of this. So 260 for the filling, 140 for the top. Let's start off with the base. So I've got myself a 9-inch tin here, but you can use an 8-inch as well. And I've just put in a bit of baking paper at the bottom, just so it's easier to take out at the end. And I've also got one of these release tins, which is going to help us have nice smooth edges so it's not stuck in a tin afterwards. So I've got that, and then we've got our crushed Biscoff biscuits and our melted butter. You can mix this in a bowl by hand, but I'm just going to pop it in a food processor, which again you can crush the biscuits that way as well, and just combine it until they're all solid together. Okay, so that's all lovely and combined now. So we're going to get it into the base of our pan and just flatten it out. Now there are 2 options of doing this. You can go with the easy no bake option, and you just pop that in the fridge for 20-30 minutes until you've done the cream cheese frosting layer. Or what I like to do is just pop it in the oven briefly, and what that's going to do is just help all the butter and the biscuits set, so it's kind of like a firmer base, and it also brings out a more full aromatic flavour as well. So that's what I'm going to do here. So just pour it all in, make sure to get your excess. And what we're going to do here is just flatten it out, spread it all about. And once that's evenly spread, I'm just going to get something nice and flat and start flattening it a bit more. So that's our base looking lovely and flat now. I'm going to transfer this to the oven now at 160 Celsius for about 8 or 9 minutes. So next we're going to get onto our filling, our middle section, and I'm going to start off with my double cream. You can use whipping cream as well, and I'm going to pop this into my mixer with the whisk attachment and just get that mixing up until it creates peaks. Okay, so that's looking nice and thick now. We've got stiff peaks and it's nice and whipped. So what we're going to do next is add our mascarpone and our cream cheese. But we want to do this by hand because it's already got a lot of air in it. We don't want it to go too sloppy, so we're going to mix this by hand now. So now I'm going to add in my cream cheese and my mascarpone. And we're going to want to give that a good mix by hand, get it all combined. Make sure to fold it all in so you're not adding too much more air into it. Now we'll add in our bit of sugar and our salt. Make sure to sieve that so you don't get any lumps. And lastly, the most important part for our filling is the Lotus Biscoff Spread. I'm going to get that in the bowl now, and once again just mix that all in nice and softly with our cream cheese filling. I think it looks really nice like this, so you can even leave it marbled effect if you like. Doesn't that look so nice? The lovely flavour of the Lotus Biscoff along with the cream cheese, really light and fluffy texture. This is going to go so nicely with our Biscoff base. Right, so I've got my base here. That is just come out the fridge, so it's nice and cool. And then I've got my cream cheese filling, and all I'm going to do is pour that in, flatten it out, and then I'm going to wrap it with cling film and pop it in the fridge for about 5 or 6 hours, or just overnight and come back to it the next day. Just make sure to get the cream cheese filling nice and flat, so when you put your topping on, it will look really nice and smooth. So we'll get the cling film on now and get that in the fridge. I'm going to leave it overnight and we'll see you in the morning. Okay, so I've taken my cheesecake out of the fridge and it looks really lovely. All I've done is used an offset spatula like this and went all the way around the edges just to loosen it from the pan. Now what I'm going to do, very simply, is with the remaining of your Lotus Biscoff spread, I've popped it in the microwave to melt for about 30 seconds and put it in a piping bag like this, so that's all nice and runny. And just lightly go around your edges, just like that, to get your nice drip. And now what I'm going to do is just fill out the rest by squirting it all on. Now we're just going to get our offset spatula again and give it a little spin and work it all the way around to your edges. And try and work quite quickly, because remember your cake is quite cold, so it will start to firm up again quite quickly. Next, all I've done is I've saved the 2 little biscuits from the top, and I'm going to use that as decoration along with some extra crumbs here that I've bashed up from a little bit of the base. And lastly, with my biscuits, I'm just going to place them on top as my last bit of decoration. Doesn't that look so lovely? I can't wait to have a try of this. I'm just going to pop it in the fridge for another hour or 2, just so the top sets, and then we can slice it up and serve it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this episode for our Lotus Biscoff cheesecake. I cannot wait to dig in. Let me know if you've tried it and post a picture on my Facebook page. And we'll see you on the next episode. Bye!